So what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and is the main way in describing the structure of a website. HTML consists of many different elements, and to differentiate these elements apart, we use tags. So what are tags? As shown on screen, which is an HTML tag, it is a text surrounded by the two arrows of a keyboard. Most tags consist of the opening tag and the closing tag. However, some just involve the opening tag. The opening tag is similar to what is shown on screen. However, a closing tag, now shown on screen, has the same text, however with a front slash in front of it. Now, let's move on how to use HTML.
Now that we know what is a HTML tag, let's look at the basic format of a HTML document. Now, every HTML document starts out with this tag i.type HTML. This basically tells that the software reading this file is a HTML document. Next, we have a HTML tag, which basically tells that this portion, this entire thing, is the HTML document. After that, we have the head of the HTML document, which contains metadata and the title of the HTML document. And then we have the body of the body portion of the document, which basically contains all the content of the website, like text, images, links to other websites, and even forms. Now, let's look at the basics HTML tags that we use. First, you have the title of the HTML tag document, which, let's say, we should name it website. Then, looking at the body part, we have h1. So this h1 tag goes from h1 to h3. h1 is the biggest size of text in HTML, but h3 is one of the smaller ones, so it decreases as the number increases. Let's say this is a website. We'll just continue with this to demonstrate the different sizes. This is a website. Then we also have another text tag, which is P, which stands for paragraph. Let's type random things are happening to the website. Then we will save this document. Let's look. Let's open this up. Open Chrome. As you can see, you can see up here, it's the title, which is website. Then we have three tags. This is h1. This is h2. This is h3, and this is the p tag. So as you see, it's getting smaller with size. Then we're getting smaller with size. Now know the basics of tags in HTML. But other useful tags would be meta, which would give us the metadata of the document, like the character set, which will be UTF-8 in this case. Character sets are just basically tables of characters encoded in the device and how to represent them. Another useful one would be A, which would represent a hyperlink. So you can just paste any link in this, and we can have a text which is go to SLS. And if you didn't know, this is the SLS link. And if you click on this portion of the website, it will bring you there. I will demonstrate it now. Now, if we open up it again, you see our stuff. You see this to go to SLS. Now, if you click on it, it will bring you to SLS, basically. Another useful tag would be image. So you just basically display an image in the document. So CRC, which I think means source. Then we have our source, which is picture.jpg. You can see up here. Then that alt singing guy. If you'll see later that this is a singing guy. If we end the tag here, we save it, go to this, refresh it, then we have this image that will pop up. You can alter the height. So height will end. Yeah, so you can alter the height and let's make it a bit bigger to 100, and you have width to equal to 50. Then if you refresh this, it will change the width and the height respectively, but we do not want it to be that, or you can just leave it as the default. If you want to know what is this alt thing, sometimes when you can't display an image through some reasons, it will just display this text. So if we cannot find this image, it will display, you output a text called singing guy instead. Now that we know the basics of HTML, let's try to apply it. Let's try to make a basic HTML page for a picture. Now I already have the basic layout, like the iDoc type and the head and body tags. Let's come up with the title. Let's just say about me. Maybe this is the home page of it. Now we have a H1 that is the same thing. About me. Now we can type I teach H2 computing, math, math, and let's say PW, and I like to eat noodles, and I like to run in the park. Now let's just say that. Save it, we run it, and yeah. Now let's say, but text a bit boring, huh? So maybe let's try to, let's say, make it bold. Now let's try the copy paste. Probably wanna bring out subjects they teach a bit more to the front. Let's try this. Now we reload it. Now you see H2 computing, H2 math, and PW are bolded. However, there is another tag that does the bold. I'll explain the difference a little bit later. I think it will be strong. Yeah, so it is. You can use bold or use B for bold, or you can use strong. Personally, I would prefer to use strong because the difference is when for those screen scrapers and to read it out to, let's say, the visually impaired, they will put more emphasis on the text that is in the strong tag. So it will be probably a better idea to use strong so it can be more accessible to disabled people. Now, another thing to alter text is I, which italicizes different things. So now you can see I like to eat noodles and I like to run in the park. These are now italicized. Okay. Now that we know how to edit base with text, now let's write some more text. Let's just say pet peeves. I don't like when students hand up work late without telling me. Now that we know how to edit it, Now let's try to add a bit more. I have here pet peeves which is any work like without telling me, or when students leave class without telling anyone, something like that. Now save this and we reload the page. Just be like that. However, what happens if you want to have a gap between, like you want to have a break the line between the two pet peeves? Well, let's try to enter. Let's see what happens. Not really anything. Well, there's its own tag for that, which is BR, which is BR, which means break line. So let's save that. So now you can see it breaks the line between two things. Let's say you also want to separate the about me and the pet peeves. Well, let's say which will be you just want to have a horizontal line through it. Well, you can have this tag, which is HR horizontal line, to have now a horizontal line separating two texts. Now, I forgot to mention this, but if you want to underline text, let's say in the park, you type the U for underline. And if you put that in there and we reload the page, park will be underlined. Now, there is also one more of these tags to edit the thing, how the text is said, which is S, which would stand for strike through. So let me demonstrate that now. Then you have a strike through of the page. Now that we have this basic website, let's add a bit more stuff to it. We'll break it up with a horizontal line. Let's have a class list. We'll have a H2 tag, a bit smaller than the H1 tag. Let's say class list. Now let's say H3 tag, say 2513. We can add some p tags of, let's say, Bob, Jill, and really it's a bit tedious, It's a bit too much, I think. Well, if you also are thinking this, there is another functionality, which are lists in Python, in HTML. In this case, we'll probably need to use a UL, which stands for unordered list. Then, in each category, we have a list item. So that's what's LI, list item. So, class list. So then you have things like, then you just type in our names, the names. So, if you save this and go back to the website, now I see you have a class list of Bob, Jill, and William. However, ULs are not the only kinds of lists. We also have I think for this functionality, upcoming tasks, upcoming tests would be viable for it. It should be OL, ordered lists. So let's say math test, computing WA. Let's say inequalities, HTML WA, computing WA, and Python quiz. And if you save this and refresh, you have an ordered list of 1, 2, and 3. Maybe ordered based on the like how which one is up next. There are different types of lists. The standard one, the default one we're using is 1. See, it doesn't change anything, so this is the default one we're using. Basically ordering it in numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so on. Now we have another one. There's a capital A. Now if we save it and we refresh it, it'll be ABC. Another one, which is basically the same thing but with lowercase letters now, be ABC. Another one would be I. Now this is quite unique, which we'll just rename everything to Roman numerals, and the same thing applies. If they use a smaller case I, it will be smaller case Roman numerals. Should be I. Our page is getting a little bit cropped, especially if we want to add a bit more stuff. So let's try to make a navigation bar around different things. Opening up our code in the body, there is actually another tag that we use. It's a header. So there, then we can insert a few superlink tags. But what to link it with? Well, you can add to link it to a different HTML document. Say class.html. So you can say, so that opens up. Looking at this again, equal to class.html. So then you can type classes, right? Then we could have another one, which would be tests. So tests.html. So we could have that. You open here. So you can have tests dot html. Then tests. Then one more. Let's say homework.html. Homework. And there's actually one more on top, which is this one. Should be the one we were working on, teacher.html. And let's name this home. This goes home, and we should add the word.html. Now you can now separate all this. So the class list, okay, now this is in the class.html. Of course, we need the idle type HTML header. Now let's meta character set UTF-8. UTF-8 and the header now class post. Now with body, where we can paste this and the ending URL. Okay, save this. Save. Now let's repeat this with the tests. Again, in test.html, I.type HTML head. Oh no, header. Yep. So this head. So meta character set UTF-8. Then the header, the title be coming tests. Again, I made a mistake here. Title title. Now in the body, then paste. Sorry, wrong thing. Wrong. I haven't copied it yet. So X. So bring everything up. So here, save this, and we should probably also add this to each one of these also. Saving everything. If you reload it, now you see we have these classes with the class list. Let me just double check. Cell extra quotation mark. So let me just delete that. So yeah, mostly. So if we go back to test, you will output the tests. Yes. So that's how you create a different pages. But if you click on homework, there's nothing there right now. Yeah. So this is how you create a navigation bar in HTML. Yeah. Now let's complete the homework part of it, which is again doc.html header meta PDF feed header title homework. Now we have body to take from the header from there. Then now we want to display the homework. Well, we could use this like that, but there's more information that we want to display, like the due date, like what the topics under. So I think this is a great time to introduce a new thing, which are tables. Yeah. So first is the table tag. Then the next thing we'll have is TR, which means table row. So in the table row, this is the first one with T page, which are table headers. So let's say homework. Then the next one you want to display is due date. Then there's a type, which you can have, tutorials, assignments. Yeah. So then we have another table row. Sorry, I spelled it. Then now we have TD. Just the element. Let's say this one will have integration tutorial. Then say the due date. Let's just say the 12th of July 2024. Then type would be tutorial. Then we also have things like APGP lecture, and says due 15th of July 2024. Then lecture. And let's say the last one, Python recap. Revision. Yeah. Now the due date you say 17th. For then we'll have 9 let's do transfer assignment. Okay, so now we refresh our thing and go to homework. Yeah, now we have this. Now we have the list of different homeworks that is assigned to people, and you can probably apply this to many different things. Not only like in this. So these are tables. So now we have all these items in the teacher website, but it's gonna be kind of a little bit like a lot of stuff. So you might want to, group things up. So that is where things like, which is the new thing which I want to talk about, which is divs. So let's start from the homework part. You just type div. They have an ending div, but we probably don't want to have it the ending div here. You can probably have it here. So I think for clarity's sake, I will indent everything here. So basically, divs are the general way to group things. So div, this thing. There are more specific type of groups. So there's a more general one. This is section. There's one called section, which is the same thing as div, but it's like a bit more specific, so you can label things out. Also, there's no need to indent everything like I do. Like you can probably leave it like this. Also, it's probably fine. It won't change anything like visually, but it will, you make everything more clearer when you are coding. So another one similar would be article. So you can paste this here. So these are articles. So all these, just to prove to you that nothing much would change. Yeah, it is still mostly the same. So yeah, it is just for the sake of keeping your HTML concise and readable when you're coding. Yeah. Another thing for keep things concise with IDs and classes. IDs and classes just a pointer on where everything is. It's more, you will know you will see the effect later when we are talking about CSS. So let's say in this header here, we can put in ID of header. Then yeah, we'll paste this in the other ones. So pasting this in the other ones. So basically the ID just talks about, just points where it is. My X did not copy a comma. So yeah, class would be there'd be a class would have IDs. So it's like IDs are a subset of classes. So let's say ordered list class of assignment. Sorry for my very bad spelling. Wait. Yeah. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna cut. Sorry for my bad spelling. It's assignment. Probably don't want to edit that. Assignment. Should everything's copied. So I can probably put something like in the div in the down. So you just bundles the assignments together. So yeah, IDs are basically a way to group things, identify things, and classes, yeah, to group things. We would probably see the effect of this when you are doing CSS, which will be. I feel that we have a lot of functionality in the website already, but I feel we could add one more thing, which is a consultation form, because students can book consultations with teachers, and I feel that this could streamline the process. So looking at the thing, I really have it here, text to that. So let's pick a form. Where of course a form must have a form tag. So let's start with the name. So for the label of the field, we'll just have label for, which is if you want for name. So we'll have name. Now after this, we will have a input ID, which is the name, which will be the same as the for our label name, and which type would be which would be text. Then let's say this and let's check the website. Now we'll have this field for the name. Next, one for the date, label for date, date. Then we have an input ID date, which type would be date. See this, the website, there is that. But we probably want it on separate lines, so between these, break tag. Right? Yep. Now we probably want a time slot also. So for time slot, we probably want to have a radio type of input, which basically means you only can select one. So time slot here. Then we'll start with the input first of type of ID, say morning, right? Then the label will be morning. So type of radio, and value would go morning. Yeah. So then we have label for morning. Copying this. Copy this and paste it 3 times for our 3 values, which would be evening and afternoon. So give me a sec while I change everything. And evening. Yeah. However, we should probably break the line after each label. So, and I realized the labels I haven't changed the labels yet. Afternoon and evening. Probably capitalize this also. Saving it and reloading the page. Yes, time slot. Morning. I think I forgot something, which name would be time slot. So I think this is why, because it doesn't know what is part of the radio. So reloading it. Yeah. So the name, name would affect like which they could select. Yeah. And we should probably have one more thing, which is, since the teacher we are imagining is multiple subjects, could have a something similar for subjects, as this is subjects and they could take the multiple subjects. We should have something like a checkbox, so that they could book more than one, because for some they probably want more than they want to have more than one. People could have it. So since the teacher is just computing math and PW, computing as the ID value equal the same thing, but lowercase computing. I think the rest also should be lowercase for to be easier to do it. We have the type value and the name subjects. Close it. Then we'll have the label ID for computing. Then just type computing. Then this is the line. Copying this. Now probably will be math. Value will be math. ID will be also math, and what is displayed will be capitalized math. And one more, it should be PW. PW, 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 and PW. So this should bring us a checkbox of subjects: morning, afternoon, and computing, and PW, or any of these. So now the last thing we should probably have is a submit button. So last one, this is quite simple. It'll just be input type equal submit. Value, let's just give it submit also. Saving it, going to the website. Yeah, have a submit button. That one for 29th of December to 2024. Do computing that one and submit. Yeah. So that's how you build a form in HTML. I almost forgot, but we probably want a field for a extra request. So we have a label for add requests, and probably says additional requests. Now for this, we probably want those like text boxes. So for this, we can say text area, which ID is additional request, which rows can equal n, columns 10, or maybe rows it will be 50. Now you might think that we just put text in this, so let's just say put additional request here. But let me show you something. Going back to the website. Oh yeah, nope. That is the thing is weird. Wait, what was it? Let's double check this. Yeah, so we probably want the rows. Let's just do the column equal 20. Never mind. Rows will equal 20 or so. Oh, that's so much. Then let's just do like 10. little bit too much, so 7. Yeah, that's about it. But I mainly want to show you why you shouldn't put the text here, because if we go back here, if we zoom in a little bit, you see down here, I could just delete the text. So yeah, so you should probably not do that. Give me a sec, I think we should break the lines here. So instead of putting your text in here, you should have it in the tag and have the attribute placeholder equal to the text. So if we refresh the page now, yeah, you'll be in the text and you can just type in, but then yeah, you can't delete the text in that. So these are text areas in HTML, and thank you for watching.